Okay, our next poet has been Dodo Modern Poets before. Lisa Kelly was here last September, very well received, and so we're delighted to have her back. She has a new pamphlet coming out, or out already, called Bloodhound. She is a guest host at Toriano. Next time she's hosting Toriano, the redoubtable North London venue in Kentish Town, is June. But she herself will be reading at Toriano with the King's Poets on the 26th of February, if you want to see her again after you've seen her here. So that's all coming up for Lisa, but now we have the pleasure of introducing her here in your midst. Lisa Kelly.
Thank you very much, Patrick, for that lovely warm welcome. Obviously, it hasn't escaped anybody's attention that it has been Valentine's Day, so I hope you got lots of chocolates, flowers, or, you know, just something. But this came out of, it wasn't actually on Valentine's Day, but I was kind of struck. I was on a bus, nothing as exciting and glamorous as a motorbike, unfortunately, but I thought this could more or less be a Valentine, but I don't think Hallmark will be taking it from me. Worn on the sleeve. Some things we don't reach for, like love, and some things we retch for, like love. And between the not reaching and the retching, there's a threadbare woman on the bus, unwrapping heart-shaped chocolates and throwing their crinkly red foils on the floor, eating one after the other, wiping away chocolate smears on her sleeve until she's full and the tub's empty. I think chocolate's a lot more reliable than love, a lot of the time. My second poem is a different kind of longing, and see if you can work out what sort of longing it is. I'm not actually a jam maker, so that's a clue. Longing. Blackberries, more red than black, unripe yet, past their best in the weak October sun, lack promise. Do I risk tearing flesh to get fruit so out of season? I think back to the girls who picked close to 8 pounds, their bare brown arms, unhurried pleasure. So easy for them, 8 bag-bursting pounds. Washed, mixed with sugar in equal measure, heated, stirred, cooled, jarred, and set to sustain through all the sharp winter. An endeavour I leave too late perhaps, clouds threaten rain, but I will labour, push back thorns, chance weather, strip this bush bare, trying for such sweetness, rest only when I expect a belly's fullness. My husband said no to number 3. And this next one, I mean, anybody who is a mother has expectations, and there are even more today. You should work, you should be, what's that old saying, being a whore in the bedroom, a great cook in the kitchen, and I can't remember the other one. I'm none of them, so. This is called Not Nigella. Baking a cake is an act of arson, but it's not just this. I'm no good at flowers, arranging or deadheading. Plants die in my gangrene fingers. The art of conversation is backstabbing. I always prick my fingers sewing, blood spreading over the needlework. My one finished skirt, a shapeless sack, fit only for drowning unwanted kittens, whose mother's mule is the singing note I hit, and my children, but not so it leaves a mark. I wear mittens. Joke. I do like a good punchline, and I can sink beers with the best of them down the cock and bull, and if my elbow connects with the face when my pint is spilled, cheers! It's all forgotten before the blood dries, just a playful blow. Who cares how I bake, sing, sew, or compares me to Nigella? My name is Nigel, and I'm a regular fella. And this next one is about my mother, I should say our mother, because I've got my brother and sister in the back. and she died, well, probably it'll be 3 years ago this summer. But one of the horrible things you have to do after a loved one has died is, if they're on their own, and she was the last to go, my dad went before her, is clear their house, and that involves estate agents. For sale. This house has no history, nothing to sweep away, no broom. The walls are white, floors washed, no one died in the living room, lying on a lone hospital bed attached to a morphine drip. There was no swab with a pink-tipped sponge to wipe on cracked lips. There were no chairs pulled untidily around, no wine in glass, no sentimental music played, just in case hearing is the last sense to leave. No doctor called to confirm death, that I forget. Nobody left this house in a bag, that never happened. And the hands on that body in that bag never took out groceries from a shopping bag, glad to be home after the crowds, glad to peel potatoes, scrub carrots, baste meat for a family meal. They never opened the door, welcomed in, covered a cough, washed grandchildren, washed up, wiped down, waved off. No, this house has no history. No husband nursed by his wife, both gone. It has blank walls on which you can write your life. It has no furniture left, no squashy sofa, scratched dining table, children's framed scribbles to clutter your view of its potential. It has no curtains, because it has nothing to hide. The estate agent said this house will go easily. He lied. And again, my final poem for this set is another thing that you have to do when somebody dies is apart from dealing with estate agents, is the bureaucracy of registering a death. And oh my God, I mean, that was quite a drive to do that in the suburbs. And we met this horrible man who couldn't have been less sympathetic, and really, I mean, sexism is never appropriate, but this was particularly inappropriate. So this is dedicated to him. I don't know your name, but you were a bit of a shit. Death certificate, burnt oak. Dealing with the paperwork of dying, the registrar looks dead bored and sighing. He asks for my dad's place and date of death and birth, job names and last usual address. As he writes it down, his signet ring gleams on his fat pinky. He looks up and leans towards my mother, and his pen hovers over the form as he asks her in a slur as the deceased's wife, her occupation. Housewife, she answers, a hesitation. He wrinkles his brow, and again he sighs, taps his pen. Is that all? Yes, she replies, and in her voice there's no hint of recoil, while I said nothing, but boiled, and still boil. Thank you very much.
Very powerful set from Lisa there, so more applause please for Lisa Kelly. Our next poet has been performing at Dodo Modern Poets for a few years now. Apart from coming to the Poetry Cafe, she's performed with us at places like Wimbledon Theatre. She is the founder of Floetics in Brighton. She's writing and teaching. Her current collection is now out of print, so popular it was, and she's working on a new collection. So please give a big Dodo Modern Poets welcome to the return of Jasmine Ann Toure.